Gonna go blend with the hop, touch and go, right into just a K, go. That's kind of the move that makes you, where you're not getting so stuck. It's doing what it needs to do to be able to put energy into the ground, clear, and then everything else is organic. It's just natural, right? Do that one again, and then we'll blend. It's really good. Okay? Okay, now we're cooking with some freaking kerosene, dude. Give me a little feet rhythm with a little hop back. Now it don't matter what we do because it's just gonna be the same result, right? Same thing with a little freaking K. Stagnant K, stagnant K. Yeah, dude, that's really good. Now go top of the leg lift, hold for 2, and then go in. Yeah. Hey, that's the piece, right? That's the one thing we haven't done yet is get to the point of the leg lift, right? Don't overthink it. Grab another ball, blend a regular K with a peak leg lift. Good freaking adjustment, you athlete. That was nasty, wasn't it? Good, same blend. Yeah, that's a little fuzzy, dude. Now go all just from here. 5 in a row. That's so sick. That's so sick. Oh my gosh, you're freaking elite, dude. You're the best. It's a good ball too, let's just be honest. It's a really good ball. Okay, so when you start playing with balls that are gonna fade now, because you're used to having balls cut, right? So that, dude, is a testament to now you're starting to find the timing, right? You're starting to really solidify the timing in which your hand is behind the baseball when you're coming into your throw, which is really elite. Piggyback off it, go 3 more. Now, get to the leg lift, 1 second, go. Get to the leg lift, second, go. Sick. Who are you right now? Same thing. Stroman. Dude, in 3 sessions, we've really solidified your lower half. Now the piece is like, can we solidify the upper half, right? Like the consistency of the spin. So go ahead, a little bit less time in the peak. So like 0.5, lift, get there, go. Nice. And dude, every like tempo I'm giving you is a change from like the previous one. Dude, it's really hard to have all these different tempos and still execute the pitch. If you can do that, you have what I would call athletic arm path, right? So the tempo can change, but the consistency of when I land and where my fingers are positioned around the baseball doesn't change. That's very elite. There's one thing that fires me up on a freaking Monday morning at 10 a.m. It's a heater biscuit that sounds into a new glove. You'll start seeing this trend, and it's basically just a fundamental truth of you being that I need X amount of time to deliver this arm into a consistent, repeatable slot. It's not something that we have to like articulate and think about like, oh, I gotta count 1 Mississippi. You know, it's not that, dude. It's just doing the thing in the initial lift, like I'm giving you pauses and I'm deviating the pause timing for you to find the consistency of that tempo, right? Your tempo right now from peak leg lift to down into anchor point is like obviously the best I've seen it so far. Now it's just about like, how much time do I need to get to that posture, right? So that we talk about like the initial lift, right? If you were to like pitch in a game, show me your setup out of the stretch. Just show me hands, feet position. Okay, so from now on, I want you to start more even. The reason why, dude, is because you're already gonna fight a misdirection, which is gonna be your biggest attribute too, because it's gonna do some funky chicken fat salad with your fingertips, dude. So I would encourage you to not trick your eyes with the way you set your feet up. What that means is if we set up in a counter closed off position and we go into our lift, odds are when we lift, what's gonna happen is the foot's gonna shift even more closed off, which is gonna shift our pelvis even more closed off. What I was talking about earlier when there's this action reaction, right? So if you're here and then you lift and turn more and then you descend, now what you believe is linear is actually now going to the third base dugout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where you go, frick, I gotta clear, and then you either pull off here or you ride it out and then just throw a slider. So the goal is to like, let's give our eyes as much truth to where linear is, whether that means turning your neck, you know, to get two eyes locked on it, or just setting your feet up. I've played around with almost every setup in the history of the world besides behind my back. I know that there's been times where I really like lead foot, the toe matches like where the base of the big toe of my right foot is, because I can lift from here and I can be still even center stable as I descend. Right? You being someone that feels more comfortable in a closed off environment, I would just say start neutral. Don't let that start, that change of the start get you into feeling not athletic. Still feel athletic, right? Wherever that takes you, right? Some guys have some staples of like, in a setup, I need to have my left leg extended, or I need to have my right leg in a hinge, right? What do you think that is yours or for you? Like, what do you think you need to kind of feel in your setup? It's like a hinge. Yeah. So just take this now, bring it out to me. Yeah. And create some more space. Now, yeah, close this off, because now when you lift, you're going to lift into this, right? The thing that I don't want to happen now is you lift and feel contracted. And as soon as you feel that, you just go, because like we said earlier, we need time. So for about 10 reps, real light, dude, because we've thrown a lot, just get in that setup and just lift into your drive. And then pause for that 0.5 second, 1 second, and then come into your throw. But I need you to get to the max leg lift pause first. So give me a second, because there's stability requirement there, right? Because we're so shifted under our back, it's probably like a 70-30. We still need to get to where we can balance there and then go down. Good. And now it's just about finding where the feet need to be positioned for that to happen like an athletic way, right? Yeah, don't worry about this result, dude, because it's like we're throwing at 20%. I'm just looking at your legs. Okay, yeah. So that's probably going to be something that is going to be for you to kind of just constantly play with. Yeah. But does it make sense why I would want to maybe get you away from being like super closed off? Yeah, so just, and that's really the only notion, right? Like just set yourself up to where you're not gonna frick up yourself in the initial move, right? It's not to say that you can never get back to being closed off. It's just right now, I would just really encourage like, hey, let's be more linear, right? So you can play some, and I really like the idea of just kind of taking the weight off this, right? And getting into that. The only issue that I have seen over time is that if people load too much early in their drive, they're typically prone to just lift and get out of it. You know, because they've already felt it. So there's some occasions where it's like, no, I want to actually do the opposite, like feel more on the left. So then when I go to lift, I shift that like a water bowl, shift it to the right, and then go. Right? But that's all going to be personal experience, dude, right? Like it's going to be just kind of what you feel is necessary.